Hello, and welcome, my Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to our timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm a Pisces moon. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 books with a third one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. Well, I am a witch. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, and I mention it because there's a link in the description box where you can buy the book, but you could also click on the link and preview it for free and see the table of contents, which is mostly in chakra chapters. There are chakras in this reading. You might find it helpful. The original version of Words of Grace, though, that we had to edit down considerably to make it all fit on Kindle, that's over on patreon.com/drawing the circle in our digital shop. My other book, Spell Ingredients, is there too. The third one will be on there too. We got audiobooks, we got videos, we've got audios, we've got all sorts of ebooks, audios, and videos. We don't have the audiobooks just yet. We're working on it in our digital shop, and some of my subscribers get all of that content. The God Goddess top tier gets everything in the digital shop as part of their subscription, but the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits: income and a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. Just did it this morning. It was a lot of fun. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some kind of prayer, blessing, spiritual practice, something to send us on our way. And it is the wisest way for this witch to start the day. It really sets me up for everything else that needs to be done as a professional witch. I'll just say that. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube, as well as they get an extensive discount when they book me for a private session. We will talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info. And I love it. You can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial. You can shop in the store. So much cool stuff. So if you feel yourself so called, so intuitively drawn, to just click the link and check it out and look at the menu. And if you want, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. Hi. And my third book is about my career as a professional witch and a love letter to the goddess and all of the women and feminine energy people in my life. So I got a lot going on. I moved from Long Island, Holbrook, Long Island, to Saratoga Springs in the past couple of months. So I'm in my new studio temple. I got a new kitten. I'm going to show you a picture of my Sammy at the end of the video if you want to hang out for that. So as a Pisces moon and as a professional witch, I find these readings very helpful for me, and I have been doing work, career, vocation readings for clients since I learned about the 3 levels of power from Caroline Myss. That's MYSS. She's a PhD, spiritual teacher, medical intuitive par excellence. This is her archetype deck, Caroline Myss archetype cards. I learned about the 3 levels of power from an audio that she did, but you can find the lecture on YouTube, and there's a link in the description box. Caroline Myss, 3 levels of power, where we take something great, big, huge, like as in this reading, our life purpose, which is great, big, huge, it's intricate, and break it into 3 chunks: work, career, and vocation, how you survive, your creativity, and your spiritual calling, if you want to look at it that way. It's all one thing, but it's helpful to, bring it all into alignment. So things are a little bit different this time. Not so much we're using the same 11 cards as we did the last couple of times I did this series, but the intention is different because the universe has been hucking NDE videos at me on YouTube for like a month now. That's near-death experience. I've never had one myself, but I know what they are. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I got my first spiritual crystal store job back in the late 80s. What was that, like 87, 88, something like that? So yeah, I've been around for a while. So and so many people are having these near-death experiences and recording them and now sharing their stories, and pretty much all of them talk about that there's a life plan, right? Well, I call that our sacred contracts. The book Sacred Contracts by Caroline Myss, unbelievably helpful and healing for me, as well as her book Anatomy of the Spirit, which is where I learned about the 8th chakra really more in depth as we do this reading. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get, like I said, 11 cards. 3 Caroline Mace archetype cards for that 8th chakra hovering over your head. So we'll get 1 work, career, and vocation. This is not past, present, future. It's all one thing. We're breaking it down into a spectrum. So we'll get those 3 face down. So I won't even know what they are. You will know what they are because they're in the title. So we'll see how brave you are. Then we'll get the next 4 chakras down. The heart, third eye, and crown, which also sort of rhymes, with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, a feminist goddess deck for the internal feminine energy. It has nothing to do with DNA. Thank you very much. Get 3 of those, face down, work, career, vocation. We will get 3 mythic tarot, Greek mythology, my favorite language ever, for the lower 3 chakras, the yang, the masculine dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside, right, like looking in a mirror, maybe you from the inside out, looking at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world, including corporations and industries and stuff like that, the economy, all of that. But because it is a cross-watcher read, and cross-watchers are welcome on my channel, there can be mirroring in a lot of those cases. So we'll get 3 of those face down, and then we'll flip them, all 3 work, all 3 career, all 3 in vocation. Then, that's only 9. Our 10th card will be a whisper from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield, one of my favorite oracles. I love Ganesh. He is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. So yes, these are the money reads sometimes, right? We never know what's going to hit the table. But removing obstacles we will talk about when the cards start hitting the table, and this oracle is wonderful. I love him. So we will end it with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because it's all about healing, right? You signed up to do certain stuff in this life. You don't gotta like what you signed up for now that you're in the game, right? Because we're coming from a more soul, eternal, higher self perspective when we sign on that dotted line and get shot down here into the body. You know, to bring it together, because usually one of the 3 levels of power has leverage, right? Tweak that one and the other come along, because remember, it's all one thing. And, you know, wouldn't you rather fulfill what you came here to do in your life purpose? Why delay what cannot be prevented? I just don't want to have to keep reincarnating for the same thing over and over and over again, and there are other planets worth visiting in higher dimensions and blah blah blah. So yeah, I want to finish up the game this time and try something else. How about you? Comment in the comment section. So I guess that's our explanation. Let's get into the divination. I've been looking forward to this one, and it's been a busy week. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I promise I will do anything I can to help anyone fulfill their sacred contracts, their life purpose through work, career, and vocation, because as one of us takes even a step forward in that, heals even a little bit, we all move forward, particularly Pisces, 12th house, the collective unconscious. Yeah, we're healing stuff that ain't ours anymore. So let's see what hits the table. The shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point. Join me there if you like. And please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, 3 cards in clarity. Please, the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra for the Piscean collective, us Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers. What's going on in the 8th chakra for our work, first level of power? What's going on in the 8th chakra for our career, second level of power? And what's going on in our vocation, our 3rd level of power for this timeless work, career, and vocation read? I'm just going to line them up. Not looking at them yet. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, 3 cards in clarity, heart, third eye, crown dynamic for us Pisces, collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. What's going on, heart, third eye, crown in our work? First level of power. What's going on, heart, third eye, crown in our career? Second level of power. And what's going on, heart, third eye, crown in our vocation for this time? Let's work career vocation read. Caught a little split second of no time there. Let's get these lower 3 chakras on the table and then we'll start flipping. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, please, 3 cards face down in clarity for us Pisces, collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. What's going on, lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out, relationships in the physical world, in our work, first level of power. How about our, there we go, in our career, and what about our vocation for this timeless work career vocation read? They're on the table. Let's have a look-see-duck-see, shall we? Well, that makes sense. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with the detective. Now, in the 8th chakra, it's called the home of the archetypes, if you will. It's where your contracts are stored, and they act like a satellite, sending down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel in our electromagnetic fields, which we're mostly unaware of, right? So written on the card here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, with 3 atoms heavier here in lead than there is in gold, and those 3 atoms, symbolically speaking, cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, alchemized, forgiven, surrendered, right? You do you. So the detective is a wisdom family archetype of the 9 families. So the lead, voyeurism and falsifying information. Gladys Kravitz, Bewitched. Just as one example, right? The nosy neighbor can be the snoop, the spy. There are some fine lines of definition between those 3, but they're pretty much all in the same grouping. The light we're shooting for here, great powers of observation and initiation, desire to seek out the truth. Okay, so, I don't like the word fan because it's short for fanatic, but, BritBox just put Sherlock with the Cumberbatch on. So, I've seen it 18,000 times. I'm watching it again. I'm a huge appreciator of Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, Order and Method, and Miss Marple, and, Tommy and Tuppence and all of that. So those feed me, right? That feeds the detective archetype for me, particularly in my work as a professional intuitive, because the light, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Boom, right? There you go. So I can relate to that pretty clearly. And here we've got, oh dear, the 8 of Blades. Now this is Chokhmah, a desert goddess of the winds, I believe, Middle Eastern, Israeli, around there. I mean, how far back do we want to track all of these original names? So, we think of the 8 of Swords in traditional tarot. Now, this is heart, third eye, crown, internal stuff. And the key word here is decisions. So there might be a bit of juggling. I do a lot of juggling in my day, particularly with schedules, right? I can think I'm going to do YouTube videos all day long, and they got to get somebody in need on the phone, or I get called into the magic moon. We'll talk about that at the end of the video too, for a private session, and I got to juggle all of that. But certainly if you're dropped down in the middle of the Sahara, does it matter which direction you go? Oh yeah, it would sure do. You want to head towards the oasis to the best of your ability. So a lot of thoughts going on there. But I also have to say, let's think for a moment of the traditional Rider-Waite 8 of Swords. It's blindfolded and bound. So sometimes we don't know because we don't have all the information. Yet 8s are a number of stability and manifestation. So what we're thinking here, as long as we are moving towards the truth, right, with our powers of observation and intuition, every chakra has its own language of intuition. We have to learn those languages individually, right, how that works for us. This could certainly be third eye, but also throat chakra, right? Because you speak through your throat chakra, element of air, to chew on it, right? To spit it out and say, fuck it, we're doing it. Or no, it's not time yet. Or I need to chew on this for a little bit, and mileage may vary for a general read, because we got the Tower. Now, the Tower for me is not a positive or a negative card. None of the tarot cards are wholly, W-H-O-L-L-Y, positive or negative. They're all neutral, right? Just like the lead to gold spectrum there. So this is Poseidon. Now, Poseidon, Poseidon's Roman god name is Neptune. It is the ruling planet of Pisces, just saying there. But this is him as the Tower. We all think of him as the gods of the water and the oceans, but he's also the god of earthquakes. So here we have something that, and this is really lower 3 chakra intuition kind of all being hit. Pay attention to your visceral intuition. The solar plexus will tell you when you're violating your honor code and your ethics, among other things, boundaries being violated. Second chakra will tell you, one-on-one relationships, your relationship to money, to another person that you might be dealing with in your work situation. As well as root chakra, like I said, can be an industry, right? Now, I don't freak about the Tower, because the Tower can very much be a card of enlightenment, right? Particularly as an intuitive. Sometimes I get these intuitive hits that feel like lightning. And like suddenly I understand, and everything I thought about a situation crumbles, so that I can rebuild again on the truth. So if truth is light, because truth is light, right? When you see the light, we're not being so literal about that, then what is lightning? It's truthening. So a truth may come in as a result of us processing, maybe with that 8 of Blades, making some decisions about that inside with that detective who be seeking out the truth. So that's a good thing. That feels very, 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 very powerful. Let's look in our career. Oh, the Martyr. Now, don't freak. All archetypes are neutral. So as horrible as Martyr sounds, as brilliant as it is, and as wonderful as the detective might sound, is as horrible as it is, right? It is that spectrum of lead to gold. So what do we got under that? Oh, wow. Okay, well, this looks good. All right, I wouldn't worry. Because, okay, the shadow, I know this one. It's the divine family archetype, the Martyr. So the shadow attribute is addiction to self-pity. Now, let's stick a pin in that for a second. You can have a biochemical addiction to an emotion. Absolutely, because every emotion produces biochemicals in your body, and some will say it's the chemicals that produce the emotion, the body, back and forth, science, mysticism, you do you. The light we're shooting for is learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So, I have experienced that over and over and over again. I'm a Virgo with Pisces moon. I was literally born on a full moon on Labor Day weekend of all things. So, I'm self-employed. I am the only employee of Drawing the Circle Productions for over 25 years. So I know that space, right? It's like, I just had the help that I need. Like, I could make TikTok videos and stuff like that. I just don't have time for it. I'm here to serve, right? I want to finish up my contract and go home. And then maybe go elsewhere. I hear Uranus is lovely this time of year. Love that stupid joke. So, me keeping my sense of humor about this has been a great, big, huge thing, because I have experienced that transcendent nature, and that's why here we see the Martyr flying through the air with roses, right? Like at an opera or something, they're just throwing roses flying through the air. And what I love about this reading is we sort of have a double Leo vibe here. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. We have the Mother of Flames, Shantika, with literally the name Leo on it for the Leo card, fixed fire. Now, if you have any planets in Leo, I do. I am Mars conjunct Leo rising. Otherwise, I would not be doing this stuff on camera. Here we have a mother, right? The mother of flames baking bread. She got the little baby there, making sure it doesn't get too close to the fire. He, she, them. So if you have any planets in Leo, have a look at where it is in your chart. See what's going on with it at the time of this timeless recording, right? But even if you don't, look at your natal chart if you have it done and see what house it's in, because fifth house is, it's ordinary house, like Aries rising. That's how we learn them usually, right? In order. Fifth house is creativity and good fortune. So this feels really good. And then we've got the Sun card. So we've got Poseidon and now his nephew Apollo here as the Sun card, a god of the arts and creativity. So look, when it's a major arcana card, the way I read it, usually in a chakra reading like this, it unifies all the chakras in that zone. So in terms of bringing your creativity, of being seen, of happiness, of health, and all this stuff, you can do this in a way that is not so much about being addicted to self-pity, right? What was me? Hey, everybody goes there. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You could be dealing with somebody who has an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, particularly with crosswatcher reads, right? If you're watching for your boss or the head of your industry, for example, right? Or maybe that's what this is, then know that there are great, big, huge creative solutions here. But Leo is also the sign of pleasure, right? So this can be done in a really, really lovely way, particularly for us Pisces, to love what we're doing and to transcend what we thought. Now, I will say, it might be that some of our beliefs are going to get struck by lightning, so to speak, so that we can see things from a higher POV. That's point of view, not pigs or vampires, Katya. Let's see what's going on in our vocation. Everything's fine! We got the mother archetype. And oh dear, oh wow, and yet another major arcana. So all the lower three chakras are major arcana. We will get there. The mother archetype. Mother. Everything's fine! The shadow attribute is essentially Christina, bring me the axe. Smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Now, let's get that I have the mother archetype. I really do. I have it. It comes in seasons, right? I just got a new kitten and I'm mama, because cats can't say dada. Their jaws don't work. Dogs could pull it off, but no. So I'm mama. That's fine. I'm Mama Mal. So, this is the language of pregnancy and the language of creativity are the same thing, right? You conceive, you gestate, you carry, you labor, and you give birth to it. It takes on a life of its own, right? Every video I do. That's why I don't have kids. I got cats and a company. Thank you, keeping me busy. So the light attribute, catch this. Nurturance, right? So this is our spiritual calling. So any goddess, mother goddess worshiper, it's a big word, worshiper, but you know what I mean? More divine feminine vibe here. Nurturance, patience, unconditional love, which, you don't have to cross the T and dot the I every single time with that. We're all doing our best. And joy in giving birth to life, particularly with creativity. So your calling might be less intellectual and more emotional, more about the heart than the third eye. And I say that particularly because we got Akante, the goddess of witches, the Scorpio card, the crone of blades. By the way, the mother of flames here, this would be fixed fire. So that is the queen of wands. This would be Scorpio, the queen of cups. So here we have the goddess of the crossroads, right? The goddess of witches, known for many things throughout time. So it's Scorpio energy. It is the Scorpio card. So again, see what planets you have in Scorpio. I'm Generation X. Most of us have Neptune in Scorpio, which is why sex and drugs and rock and roll are all up like bloody need, right? Absolutely. But here I'm going to say this is about deep intuition. 8th house dynamic, regardless of where it is in your chart, is about other people's resources, mysteries, and mysticism, right? So there is magic, miracles, and mysticism here on the table in this way, particularly with the Chariot. In the lower three chakras, this is full steam ahead, but full steam ahead with, to the best of our ability, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life, but really, really paying attention, I would say here, to the heart chakra, right? Get that heart open. Nobody needs to know what your spiritual practice is if you don't want to share it. I do, because I am a spiritual teacher. But this is definitely talking about forward motion. Now, this is Aries, the god of war. We don't usually think of this as a war kind of card, and it's really not, because those two horses, the light horse and the dark horse, look above me, the light horse and the dark horse, is how I set it up, right? Is about inspiration. The light horse, oh my my God, I have this inspiration and the motivation. Okay, well, I got to brush my teeth, comb my hair, do this, got to pay that bill, what, right? So what we want to do and what we need to do to bring those forces together, and doing that on a daily basis is a learning curve for everybody. But for a mother martyr detective, oh dear, that sounds like my mom. I got away with very little unless I was really, really sneaky. Generation X, yeah, I drank out of a hose. I'm okay, I think. So definitely in terms of the spirituality of this, bringing this into alignment with major arcana cards all the way across the lower three chakras, I'm going to say really, really, really learn the language of your lower three chakras as you navigate the physical world. But on the inside world, obviously we have some kind of deep, mystical, scorpionic, transformational thing coming in, heart, third eye, crown, spiritually as a result of mother, goddess, call it what you will, unconditional love, right? That then comes down into our career where we can experience this creativity and this pleasure and the transcendence, right, of the martyr rather than the self-pity, with Apollo there shining the way and just baking the creativity on the inside, that fixed fire, love that. And so of course in our work we're going to have to make some decisions here, because it feels like this energy that's coming through here is going to go, remember, it's all one thing, right? Work, career, vocation, life, purpose, boom. It feels like it's going to go all the way down through the root chakra, and sort of like a starting gun, and we're off. Poof. Everything's going to change quickly. I like this. None of this feels horrible intuitively, but then again, I am a Pisces moon. I might be a little, a little more gentler with us. You're pretty effing sensitive. But at least I made a career out of it. So let's get a whisper of Lord Ganesha on the table. I love Lord Ganesha. Let's remove some obstacles, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesha override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesha, please, one card in clarity. What is your guidance, your grace, your loving, wise, powerful oracle message to help us, Pisces Collective, and our cross-watchers alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, shifting us from toxicity to health, from fear to love and illusion to truth, fulfilling our life purpose in our work, career, vocation in this mother, martyr, detective reading. Courage. Leo. Garage, he's riding a white lion. There he is, he's riding a white lion. I believe that's his mother's lion, as I remember correctly, which would be interesting with the mother archetype there. I'm just going to read a little bit of this from the bookie book, because it's very, very well written. Some of them are really long, but I just kind of go with what the guidance is. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, it's the last card. Yeah, card number 50. That's interesting. Last sign of the zodiac, Pisces. The warmth of your open heart can give comfort to all who cross your path. I'm feeling like it's the vocation that might be the leverage here. The root word for courage is cœur, which is the French word for the heart. Courage, mon amour. It is an inner strength guided by love, which seeks truth and justice. So I could see that absolutely influencing the detective there. When you have the courage to be true to yourself, you start to feel empowered to act and live in ways true to your own soul without any illusion. Ganesha is urging you to let down your guard and stop wearing a mask. Begin to have more respect for yourself as well as others. Beware of making harsh judgments about yourself and others. When you come from the heart, you will find that you relate better to others. Your innate gift gifts will be able to shine through, which we can see there with the sun, I'm pretty sure. You are capable of leadership, achievement, and inspiring others to succeed through your own success, which would be that martyr in the gold, right? The golden martyr, that transcendent nature. When you draw this card, it is a sign that your ability to cooperate and thrive in peer ventures with like-minded individuals is heightened. Rock and roll for me. Be willing to do what is needed for things to run smoothly for you. Ganesha promises great success if you are willing to let down your walls. And, you know, I don't leave the house without, like, amulet jewelry on nowadays. I mean, even just going to Market 32 or Aldi's, I'm like, look what I do for a living. I don't want to do this while I'm food shopping, right? But I think we're also talking about our fears and our limitations. So I'm going to say lower 3 chakra intuition, really, really important. If something feels off, it's off. Just pull back, take a nap, right? Have a cappuccino, do what you got to do, and then reassess, right? But don't bypass it. Don't, like, pretend it's not there, or, you know, just do affirmations to make the feeling go away or whatever. Because courage, I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's got an axe in one hand, right? He's like ready to rock, ready to roll forward. Oh, and in a way, a chariot, right? Sort of like a chariot. Well, with just the one lion instead of the 2. I like this. I like this reading a lot. Let's get our last card down. Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck. Voices of the Ascended Masters. Let's see what they got to say. Because they already won this game. Please take a nice deep breath. Winner, winner, Ascended Master Chicken Dinner. Still point. Ascended Masters override. Oh, place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity. Please, the perfect healing mantra for us Pisces Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. The perfect healing mantra to help us alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, shifting us from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and from illusion to truth, fulfilling our work, career, vocation, and our life purpose in this mother, martyr, detective contract, removing obstacles with courage for this timeless work, career, vocation read. Releasing expectations, hello. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. I know all these mantras by heart, but I don't know every word. In the bookie books, I'll read that in a second. But I will also say Apollo, as the god of the sun, is the god of prophecy. So that's why this 8 of Blades, I think, is really key. The decisions that we make, like how many expectations, and have our expectations, or will our expectations be struck by lightning? Again, expectations, I say it a lot because it's the truth. Expectations are the seeds of heartbreak and disappointment, right? Because that's why you always hear release the outcome. Even spell work, it's called spell casting, not spell psychically strangle the shit out of, right? So, you know, releasing expectations is not easy, right? We've only got like thousands of generations in our genetic upline, not to mention societally. It's like, no, keep your eyes on the prize, right? I was raised by a teacher and a lawyer, so that's really kind of something I need to keep my eye on the regular. That's why surrender, Dorothy. Ready? Releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision it, whether I envision them or not, and I've worked that into conversations with people. When you release expectations, it is no longer your job to be in control of reality. Oh, thank the gods. Because that's just exhausting. It's a lot of work. It's a big to-do list every day. You are a soul birthed from the fabric of destiny, where only the perfection of universal will takes shape or form. Destiny smiled as she came to my cradle. No, this time he'll be able. Sorry, a little 10,000 Maniacs, and that was when she went solo. Once expectations are released, a life beyond your wildest imagination is given permission to enter your reality. So that's the thing. Once we clear our eyes of the delusions of it all, and a lot of them are societal, right? We have these things. You have dreams. You want fame. Well, fame costs, and here's where you start paying with do you, sorry. Generation X. I had this sweatshirt. Of course I did. This mantra is ideal for having more faith, learning how to trust, and alleviating disappointment. So I'm going to say the trust in your lower 3 chakras, it is a learning curve to really trust your intuitive stuff. And so there's nothing wrong with Miss Marpling your way through this or Hercule Poiroting your way through what's going on in your work world. Just take the clues as they come. And there might be something. It's not the revelation card of the judgment card necessarily with that in lower 3 chakras and in work, but definitely things. It feels like a starting gun. So having the Chariot here also in the physical world, like saying, all right, we're going to do this with as much unconditional love. What do we want? Success. When do we want it? Now. How are we going to get it? By being nurturing and creative and all that stuff, right? So you get your motivation and your inspiration moving in the same direction. And look, if you start feeling martyry, I don't know the correct word for that is martyresque, I think is good, then just know it's like, oh, I'm doing the addiction to self-pity, and do understand that addiction has been passed down through generations and generations and generations, and it's written into the contract before you ever drew breath in this life, right? You signed up for this. We all did. So, we don't even have to take it personally. I know, 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, you get the gig. So I really like this reading, but it is going to take courage, particularly if, we're uncertain. It's okay to not know what's going to happen next, because nobody ultimately does. I've been doing this a long time. If repetition is the mother of skill, then intuitively, I'm pretty on point. Bet more for other people, because that's objective, not subjective. When it's for myself, that's a little bit more of I go into prayer and say, all right, show me, right? So to release expectations, who taught us how to do that, right? Hardship teaches us how to do that, and that can certainly trigger the martyr. So maybe this is about spiritually mothering ourselves as well. Like I say to that inner child in my heart, when a little heartbreak, a little sadness, a little disappointment, or a lot of heartbreak, disappointment, and sadness comes, like, it's okay, it couldn't happen any other way, baby. It's like, how could you feel any other way? I love you. In other words, I'm not going to tell it to pull itself up by its bootstrap and put its nose to the grindstone, because that's what I was raised with. And now we have pure nose strips. We don't need that. Easier ways to exfoliate, right? So, I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I do these readings to start with, but for this next part, which is called a blessimation, if you're new, combination of a blessing and a summation, kind of send the energy out to finish the read. So, let's see what happens. I love this part. It is my favorite part. Ready? One last time for this reading at least. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm sure you'll take other deep breaths in life. Here we go. Still queen. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. May we be blessed with all that we need to alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, shifting us from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and from illusion to truth, fulfilling our life purpose in our work, career, and vocation, with nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and a joy in giving birth to life, really going deep and feeling the fixed water, the magic, the intuition of Hecate, particularly I would feel in the heart chakra, so that we can harness the light and dark horse of the Chariot, our inspiration and our motivation, the carrot and the stick, bringing us into alignment in a rapid move forward. And so that in our career we learn the transcendent nature of service to oneself and or a cause, allowing the cake to bake, focusing on our inner creativity, the mother of flames, gestating. So now we've got a mother and a mother. I just caught that, I think, right? Gestating that within us, our creativity. Do we want hot batter or do we want cake? And certainly with the sun and Apollo shining down upon us, there is happiness, there is health. The sun card traditionally lightens every other card in the deck, so that might even soften the tower a little bit as we charge ahead in the Chariot. And also also the father of the muses, so there's probably lots of inspiration going on here. And so that in our work we embrace our great powers of observation and intuition, and embrace our desire to seek out the truth, because we may not know exactly what that truth is. We might have some things in our belief system that might have once really appeared to be the truth, but may not be essentially at core true, as we detect our way through this as the lightning bolt and Poseidon shake us to our foundations in some way, shape, or form. And for some it will be in the workspace, for some it will be the industries, for some of it, it could be just dealing with a situation where what we thought was real and solid and stable wasn't, but it's giving us an opportunity that's going to take a lot of courage to pull this off, to be authentic, but also not to be so judgmental, because if we can accept that we do not see the whole picture, which is not necessarily revealed here, the whole picture, at least, and in a wonderful way, we can receive the intuition in the lower 3 chakras to navigate our way through like good detectives while we release expectations, because only the highest possibilities come to be, whether we envision them or not. And may we be blessed with all that we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to prosper, to evolve, to fulfill our sacred contracts in the divine plan for permanently peaceful, people-populated paradise, planet Earth, through our work, career, vocation, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So motivating. And so it is. That felt good. Look, it ain't much of a hero's journey without some challenges, but I'm really not getting that Tower card is like, well, it's not the end of the major arcana. It's like a little bit more than halfway through. So if you found this helpful, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, helps other Pisces and cross-watchers and find it. I'm not monetized on YouTube anyway, so that literally just some guy named Al with a log tapping out a rhythm or something helps them find it. I don't know how that works. Please don't make me do math. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, you might as well subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I have a field day doing this stuff. Oh, what it takes for me to get on camera is one thing, but once I'm here, I love this so very, very much. But if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, on Patreon. We have so much cool stuff going on over there. I love Patreon. It saved my career. It really did. It was the wisest career move I have ever made, and I really love it. The daily check-ins, one of my favorite things. I love that my subscribers get all of those extended readings I did for years and years and years, and they're all soulmate, contract, twin flame, true love, timeless reads, and a lot of them are over an hour. And I love that they get a significant discount, and we'll talk about that again in a little bit. I believe it's that way in the video, for private sessions and all of that. The shop is wonderful. I'm going to be putting some passages from the new book in there just for the subscribers, but remember, you can also follow us for free, putting out more and more content for the free followers, as well as you can 7-day free trial. It's just so cool. You can switch levels of subscription wherever you want. But remember, God Goddess gets everything that's in the digital shop, just saying, so that you know. So yeah, click the link, check it out, and complete Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lions. But you can just call me Mal. And if you want to book me for one of them, their private sessions, spiritual counseling, and or a reading. I made a video for the 25th anniversary of my company, Join the Circle Productions, May 1st, 2023, called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. I was living in Holbrook at the time on Long Island. Oh my God. I didn't know it was going to be moving, so I got to make a new one, because things have changed, right, since the recording of that video. One thing is, now I'm available at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street, Phila. I have days set aside. They let me know if someone books. I come in, I read them, I come home, and then I do more stuff like this. But the video explains everything you really need to know to book me for a private session in any way, shape, or form that works for us. Right? What I charge, why I charge it, the Patreon discount, right? I have an office downstairs now. I'll be taking clients in my home, but I gotta get to know people first. I have a new kitten, and you get to see a picture of Sammy in a little bit, if you hang in there. But the majority of readings that I do, obviously, are on video. So I send my clients a Zoom link, a video Zoom link. They come onto my Zoom thing, we record the whole thing so they don't have to remember anything, they don't have to take notes. They see all the cards hit the table. It is a conversation, not just me talking at them, right? And then at the end of the video, at the end of the session, I send them a link. They download it to their device. They tell me they downloaded it, and then I delete it because I say it in that video up there. Confidentiality is really important to me in this work. That's like an honor code thing that I will not violate because I've had my own confidentiality with others violated so many times. So that's a no-no. I don't want to have to reincarnate for that shit. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And certainly the most important thing I say in that video is I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I'm not reincarnating for that either. No. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there's a way. Even if it's pay it forward, we can work it out. And you want to see the kitten? He's so much fun, my little Sagittarius kitty. Sammy for short, my Sebastian reincarnated as a Sagittarius. I love him so much. That's him where he's not supposed to be, sunning himself under a desk lamp, so I gave him my yoga mat so that he can be more comfortable. And if you want to see the exploits of Samuel and his two older brothers, Balthazar and Melchior, and how they are coping, and the adventures of the little red dot, because I got the little laser pen thing, follow me on Facebook. I am now pro on Facebook, so putting out a lot of cool stuff there, and I love it, and we're having such a good time here, and in the Markangelo Alliance Mal for short private Facebook group, which is an absolute hoot. I've been doing new moons and full moons and Sabbaths there for a while on live stream, and we have a guest. So thank you so much for watching. I have to say, releasing expectations, it's not a once and done, right? It's not like, oh, I did that once, it was great, right? It's like brushing your teeth every day, so keep that in mind, you know. Lather, rinse, repeat, right? Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not, because that's gonna really light up the courage and our ability to follow our creative intuition of the heart, as well as the lower three chakras, to navigate our way through this. So I love this reading for us, and I love being a Pisces moon. I think it was probably what got me to sign off on the contract, unless they showed me what I looked like at 55. Yeah, I know, I don't look at things. Howdy, neighbor. Thought I forgot, didn't you? Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I believe in us. Just keep swimming, my Mer family. Mer! Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the rest of your day. And reach out if you need help. I'm here. I love you. Hang in there. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed be.